Hello everyone, you're on the Moby channel and I'm glad to see you back on my channel. It's been almost 10 days since the release of the second part of episode 70 and we still haven't gotten any leaks. The only thing we know is that the squad is getting closer to the scientist and the very first leak on episode 70 that we already got a long time ago. But in this video I have prepared for you a completely new information that you have not heard from any YouTuber, and specifically in this video we will discuss additional scenes for episode 70. What will happen in Skibidi Toilet Part 3, and at the end of the video I will tell you when the new episode may be released, so be sure to watch this video to the end, put a like and subscribe to the channel, and also join my Discord server, the link will be in the first pinned comment. Anyway, here we go. So let's start with the fact that, apart from one particular image, which I believe is related to the third part of the 70th episode featuring the Skibidi scientist, we haven't received anything else. And also the description of the second part indicates to us that in the third part, the squad of agents should finally reach the scientist. But where is the scientist now? Actually we got the answer to this question in episode 67 when the lucky cameraman showed us on his tablet where the scientist went, and as we can see he is now in one of his lab rooms. Maybe he is making a new weapon against the agents, or he knows that the agents will be looking for him and that's why he chose this room. But what's in it I'll tell you later. Also pay attention to the color of the walls, maybe it seems to me, but these walls remind me very much of those at the end of the second part of the 70th episode. And I know how much you are waiting for the third part of the 70th episode, because it is the last part of the 70th episode, but why DaFuq didn't show us any leaks? I think we're going to see a definite and unexpected twist in the third part, and Mr. Boom doesn't want us to see it before and guess everything. And I'm also sure that he is working on additional scenes that he wants to show us in the full version of episode 70. Therefore, the episode is delayed, but from his message that he wrote on his Discord server, we know that after the 70th episode, new episodes will be released more often. And it is even possible that new episodes will be released as before, namely once every 3 days. Soon we will know. And before I tell you when the third part of the 70th episode is likely to be released, I will show you a quality fan animation that logically continues the second part of the 70th episode. Let me remind you that the second part ends with the POV plunger cameraman and the dark speaker continuing to explore the Skibidi bunker to get to the Skibidi scientist, and the fan animation continues from the same point. We see the plunger cameraman's POV moving around and he encounters two toilets on the way, and before they can make a sound, he and the dark speaker quickly eliminate the enemies. Next POV plunger's cameraman moves to another closed door, but thanks to the remote he took from the lucky cameraman, he waits until dark speaker man arrives and opens the door with the secret agent's remote, then he flies further down the corridor and to the left behind the glass we can see a real scientist. And it looks like he's still alive. Next, the plunger cameraman's POV opens another door and he and the dark speaker enter a rather large location. It's suspiciously quiet, not even a single enemy. But then suddenly a large Titan G toilet clone appears and tries to grab the plunger cameraman, but he fails because he's stabbed on one side by the knife the dark speaker man threw at him, and on the other side he's blinded by the strong blinding radiation of a large agent TV man, and the Titan G toilet clone is destroyed. Then the POV cameraman turns around and we see that he was actually helped by the tall TV man agent. And then the door that the plunger cameraman and the dark speaker man enter is the reinforcements we saw at the end of episode 69. And yes, if you look closely, it's that squad. Then there is some smoke, and when it dissipates we see that the girl agents have also teleported here, and from the reaction of the TV woman we can see that she is very happy to see plunger cameraman. Next plunger cameraman takes his sharp spiked plunger and goes to the dark speaker. But suddenly Skibidi scientist flies out and plunger cameraman flies after him to catch him and take revenge for all the agents that died in this bunker. Plunger cameraman flies after the scientist. He is filled with anger and a sense of revenge and does not even realize that Skibidi scientist can lead him into a trap. And as soon as he catches up with the scientist and it seems that it is only necessary to strike a decisive blow, Skibidi scientist uses his powerful laser and rolls on the ground POV cameraman. Plunger tries to get up, but suddenly in this place are activated large TVs and begin to emit crazy dangerous radiation, which can permanently kill plunger cameraman. And yes, the scientist obviously planned it that way and lured plunger cameraman into this trap. Meanwhile, the radiation was getting stronger and stronger, and just when it looked like this was going to be the end for the plunger cameraman, we see a big red ray fly into the scientist Skibidi, destroying the scientist and all the TVs that were in the area. Next, we see the dark speaker approach the plunger cameraman and try to bring him to consciousness. But then all we see is static. Then the camera moves away and we see that the Titans are watching, and that's the end of the fan-favorite continuation of the third part of the 70th episode. Despite the fact that the animation here does not look perfect, I like a lot the story and the picture itself. It was created by YouTuber under the nickname NoCap. The link to this author will be in the description below the video, so be sure to support this budding animator so he can continue to delight us with quality animations. But that's not all, because on YouTube I found another fan animation that most likely predicts what we will see in one of the additional scenes in the 70th episode, and specifically I think that we will see more of the backstory of the secret agent. Specifically, how this photograph was created that we saw in the second part of episode 70. Here we see the same scientists that were in the lab on that paper, and I think the author of this animation found all these scientists and put them here, and here we can see them in detail. For example, this man looks like a scientist from the Beatbox universe, and the rest of the scientists are very similar to the ones we saw in the newspaper. Then we see that there is some dialogue between the secret agent and the scientist. And then we see that the scientists probably went to show their inventions to their new administrator. And then they all decided to have a good time, and in one of the rooms in the lab they built a whole bar and club, because here even the secret agent with his new colleagues, just look how he flexes, how he feels this vibe party. And of course the second part of this fan animation is a joke. But here's the beginning of this animation where the secret agent meets the scientists. I kind of think that in the extended version of episode 70, we might see a scene like this. What do you think? Post your theories in the comments. Now let's talk about when Skibidi Toilet 70 Part 3 might be released. Earlier in the video I suggested that it could be released this weekend, that is February 3rd or 4th, but as we can see the episode is still not released, and we also have no leaks for the third part. And based on the schedule of new episodes we can assume that the third part of Skibidi Toilet 70 can come out on Tuesday the 6th, because based on the observations that one of my good friends and wrote about it in my Discord server, we can assume that the new episode will be released on Tuesday, February 6th, or it will happen on the first anniversary of the series Skibidi Toilet, specifically on February 7th. What do you think? Write your theories in the comments, and if the new episode will appear only on February 6th or 7th, I will have time to release another video dedicated to the topic, what if. And also yesterday on my channel came out a breakdown of the 25th episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse from Dom Studio. This video, and a few more of my interesting videos are now on your screen, so choose your favorite and enjoy your viewing.